Hey, what's going on, crypto people? It is the Crypto Siege with another day in the life, in the crazy life. That is a digital asset space. Good freaking evening. Happy Monday to each and every one of you. Hope you guys are feeling blessed. Feeling blessed to be in the digital asset space. Who is this Quincy Jones? Who is this young man? Who is this young man tearing it up? It's funny. That dude is doing his thing. Some people couldn't bother to take some time to figure out the dude's name. You know, I know it's difficult. It's difficult, you know. Oh, some people wouldn't be bothered with checking their comments. They didn't bother to figure out the dude's name. Some people, you know, they're busy, you know, roasting stuff. Unbelievable. Who is this Quincy Jones, as he likes to call himself? What is going on, my friends? Tearing it up. Of course, you know, they'll use his clips and stuff to try to prove their point, which they didn't really prove their point. But they can't seem to figure, I shouldn't say they, it's really just one person. Can't seem to figure out the dude's name. Oh my goodness. What is that about? I'm trying to understand. You could do I'm not going to get it. That dude just drives me crazy. Unfortunately, Quincy Jones might be a wannabe to the developer, which watches YouTube videos dated 5 months ago, says Run. So interesting stuff, right? He may be, he might be, you know. I know he had to, what is it? He was on Twitter, and I guess he tweeted out something about some people are questioning his status as a developer or not. I don't think it matters. What he's saying, I think, matters. And it aligns, and it makes sense, right? Because there's a lot of people in this space who aren't developers that offer value and have some good things to say and know what they're talking about. And that's a young man who he knows what he's talking about. I think when you say quarter developer and R3, like those things are really just very, very, very easily verified, right? I just really do. You know, that stuff is very easily, right? Easily, you know, verifiable. I seen some people kind of sharing some different clips and stuff about Quincy Jones' take on Bitcoin and its scaling talents in reference to mass adoption. I've seen some people sharing his views on XDC and Algo, and seems like a very, very, very smart guy, right? Seems like a very, very smart guy. And I think when you say quarter developer and R3 and whatever, and doing something on Flare, when you say those things publicly, like, I think the truth about that kind of stuff just comes out, right? I did enjoy his video with Crypto Eddie, his interview with Crypto Eddie. Interesting young man, really is a very, very interesting young man. Right, very, very interesting young man for sure, and I appreciate him taking the time to share. I don't think you can kind of make that kind of stuff out when he seems very, very what's the word? He comes across like he knows what he's talking about, right? He really, really, his knowledge of Corda, the Settler, the XRP Ledger. You know what I mean? Whether he's got a title of developers, I don't know. I don't think that really matters. I hope, that's what he says. And so I hope that's what it is. But ultimately, he's a sharp guy. He really is a very, very sharp guy. And why should we doubt him? If he says he's was a Corda developer, is a Corda developer, why should anyone doubt him? Is my thing. But sometimes, it's a funny place. I always say to people, the enemy is tricky. Enemy is really, really tricky. The enemy will get you to think that he doesn't exist, right? The greatest trick ever pulled was getting people to believe that he doesn't exist. And for me, the enemy is envy. The enemy is jealousy, right? The enemy is condemning, right? Condemnation. To me, the ego, perhaps, right? The enemy, right? So, yeah, and I saw he posted his certifications on Twitter. I saw that. So I'm not sure who's questioning him or whatever, but he took some time to give to the community. I think that should be valued. It's easy. We have so many smart people. Santiago Velez. Gosh, what's the other guy who just took a job with oh my God, is it Michael something? I can't remember his name. Took a job with Ripple or Spring or whatever. I forget his name. He's always doing stuff on Twitter lives and showing. He works like in kind of putting together the developers and the regular folks or the people. I forget his name now. Crypto Eddie always interviews him. Like, if a dude's knowledge or what he's saying is not on point, it's just way too many smart people. No, he's actually, hey, Keyless, how are you? He's the person I'm talking about is actually like he works for Ripple or he works for Spring. What is that dude's name? I can't remember his name right now. But my point to that is, though, when someone comes out and they're talking technology and they're talking the Ledger and they're talking Corda and they're talking the Settler and they're talking XDC and if he's not correct, if he's not correct on that technology front, it's going to be corrected, right? So, why question, right? Right? If he doesn't know about connectors and he's misstating, that will be corrected, right? When it comes from, we have too many smart people that are willing to share, like Santiago Velez. Is it Michael somebody? What is that dude's name? I can't remember. Anyway, we have too many smart people, right, who would correct it, right? So for me, yeah, I like it. I enjoy listening to him. What a smart young man. And, he's doing videos, trying to add value to the community. So I think that most people should give him the benefit of the doubt. And certainly, people who keep saying how old they are should figure out what the dude's name is, right? If you're gonna, there it is, Matt Hamilton. Yes, thank you, Keyless. Matt Hamilton, right? If you're gonna keep saying your age and keep calling yourself adult and other people children, take a second. I know it's beyond your capacity. But take a second to find out what the dude's name is. This dude, some guy, I think, this dude and this guy, and well, it says, what? I know. Take a second and just figure out who the dude's name is, right? Doesn't take much. But anyway, so that's kind of the deal there. So here's the thing. I know the dude's name's all over your comments and your videos. I know, I know it's tough to get to the comments of your videos. I know it's tough. I know it's hard for you, but maybe, he's on Twitter, right? So you could just click on him and follow him and kind of figure out what the dude's name is. Unbelievable. Matt Hamilton is the one. So between people like Matt Hamilton and Santiago Velez, right? If there's some guy who will come in front of the camera, turn the camera and the microphone on and talk technology and reference to the ledger and XRP and XDC and all that stuff, if he misspeaks, if he's in error, that's going to be corrected. So for me, I give him the benefit of the doubt. For sure, comes across as a very, very talented young man. So he was asked a question that it's so funny too, because when I get him on the channel, I was going to ask him that same question, and Crypto Eddie beat me to it. Yeah, he knew other guy's name, right? Right, exactly. OE312. I mean, hilarious to me that, you keep calling yourself the adult in the group. You can't figure out a dude's name. You can't just take a few seconds. It's not hard. It really isn't. Just figure out the dude's name. I mean, that would be cool. That would be so cool of you, just to call someone by their name, right? And do me a favor, also stop disrespecting other communities. I mean, the name of the coin is Dogecoin. It's disrespectful. So anyway, so the question is, crypto Roth IRAs, or now he didn't forget the dude's name. He didn't take the time to find the guy's name out. Keyless. He didn't forget it. Some dude, then he plays 3 or 4 or 5 of the dude's clips, videos, and still can't call him by his name. Travesty to content creators. Travesty to content creators. So crypto Roth IRAs or the DeFi space. I'm so glad Crypto Eddie asked this question, because I have my views, and it only makes sense to me. Interesting answer that this young man came up with. Very, very interesting answer. What's going on, JL FOMO XRP? You're welcome, Keela. It's great to see you. It's great to see you guys here. Make sure I say hello to the family. Ninja Pants checked in. What's good with you, my friend? Looking good, doing it. I love that. I love that. Good to see you, my friend. Devon Steve checked in. And the Tuesday run is in the building. Run. Love it. Did I miss anyone else? I didn't miss Jay Korn, Michael Cummings. It's great to see you guys tonight. Yeah, you can tell that we are out of town, hanging out in the spot. I think I'm going to share where we are a little bit. Miss Crypto Steve's like, turn the camera the other way. So I got this little piece of or room to operate here with my laptop, because I can't face any other direction, because Miss Crypto Steve is hanging out on the balcony and checking out the view and all of that stuff. Loves the ocean sounds and all of that stuff. So let's take a listen to this dude. Shout out to Crypto Eddie for asking this question. And she asked some good questions, right? She wants to see, for me, you could tell she kind of wanted to see where is he on his journey in the digital asset space, right? So she asked the BTC thing, and right, where is he on this journey? Because it's a journey. Some people, it's a journey. Some people are still living in crypto Roth IRAs, right? It's a journey, right? I mean, you could not like the coin. You can't call the coin by the right. You have to disrespect it. You have to disrespect it because you don't like it, because you don't feel there's utility. You have to disrespect it. I don't get that. It's, I don't know why we can't come together. Why we always got to try to separate. Why I always got to try to, get into clubs and tribes and all this kind of madness. I don't understand it. Them likes too low, says Jay Corn. Do me a favor, guys. Hit that like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Crypto Roth IRA versus DeFi. Let's listen to Quincy Jones share his thoughts on it. I thought it's very, very interesting. Let me see if I can't find it. What's going on, Crypto Eddie? It's great to see you continuing to do your thing. Great job with Quincy. All right, let's see.
Do you think that we should, in terms of, let's take 10 years, should we hodl or maybe even park it into a Roth IRA? Or do you think we should maximize and leverage these tokens through as many products in the DeFi space that's coming on strong as possible?
Holy cow. You want to talk about a $64 trillion question of a young man starting his journey in digital assets. Holy cow, what a great question. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. Where are you guys leaning? Hodl, park your stuff in a Roth IRA, or as many platforms in the DeFi space? Love to hear your thoughts on it. Let's listen to what this young man has to say.
What do you think? Is there a balance there? What are your thoughts?
I kind of have a weird answer, basically being neither. I don't think there's, I mean, if you want to call it like sort of a hodling strategy of just putting it in your retirement and not looking at it, I guess that's a way to look at it. But the main thing is, I guess here's the best way to put it. The main thing is, for one, the DeFi space is just so, like, there are good projects in there, but there are a lot more scams in the DeFi space than anything else. And you don't necessarily need to, like, it's almost like you don't necessarily need to keep like leveraging your assets to try to keep accumulating more and more through all of these different I don't even know what to call them. I don't like the way people go about staking because, like I said, it's the banking problem. There are a bunch of regulations in place to make sure the banks can't fail due to holding assets, but these staking platforms don't have that. And they can just fall over and take everybody's money with it, and that's that. And they can actually cause a domino effect where other exchanges lending to each other can all go under because there's nothing stopping any of that. And you can see this too. If you look at a lot of the DeFi projects, look at some of the interest rates, some of the APYs, they're absolutely insane. And like, there's no guarantee that can come to fruition. And if it does, fine. But if it doesn't and it implodes, you end up with these huge, they end up being way bigger implosions than they otherwise would be. Because of how risky they are. So I think as a whole, I would say as a whole, you're better off not being a developer or anything and say, I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do with my XRP on my own than to stick it into somebody else's project and cross your fingers that it doesn't go belly up. And that's the thing, like a lot of these, you got to remember too, a lot of these assets are the overall, so you got to remember the overall value of these assets are going to be entirely dictated by the mean demand of the future utility of enterprises using these applications. So the overall appreciation in value from use case is absolutely going to trump anything else that you do with it. Now, this isn't me saying hodl all your coins. This is me, and I'm just going to say this in general for anybody. If you truly believe in the technology, and you truly believe in the space, you truly believe in the interest rate, you truly believe in the absolute use case in whatever technology you're invested in, the overall understanding of how you feel about that tech is essentially saying this technology is going to have a broader use case in the future that's currently not taking place now, and I'm going to wait until that broader use case comes to fruition until I essentially do anything with these assets. Well, that's going to have a higher return than anything. I mean, this is assuming you believe in the technology. I'm not even saying the technology you believe in is the correct one. I'm saying this is from the logic of believing in the technology. If you ever believed in the technology anyway, then why are you trying to get these short-term gains in the first place? Because you understand that the technology is going to appreciate due to the use case and demand and due to people actually adopting it. So why would short-term volatility, why would short-term gains, even trying to get like a yearly return of like 4% on like your retirement or something, in my opinion, it almost doesn't even matter. And in my opinion, you're almost better off because the way the way people are going to make money off these technologies are they're going to conduct international commerce. So if I like let's say I was let's say I was some sort of a company that did international remittance transactions, and I was using XRP. Well, I'll use XRP to help send money from point A to point B, and then take a spread off of that person sending the money, and then continuously make money off the technology rather than put it in some sort of financial device. So you can use these technologies to make money off them. Most, like I said, most in a retail sense, you're not going to do much with it. But the people that know what to do with it will do what they need to with it.
That is an interesting take and point of view from a sharp young man, and I think I'm qualified to call him a young man, being considering my age. Very, very, very sharp young man for sure. Interesting, very, very interesting, very, very interesting take on that, right? But that last part was very, very interesting to me, right? Very, very interesting to me. He said, you know, the financial space can take the XRP and put it to use and make money off not just the spread, but in having other people continually use it. He said neither the crypto Roth IRA, retirement plans, or DeFi, right? And so I respect it. I respect that. I really, really do. Ultimately, this dude is saying, look, if you respect the technology and you get the technology, whether you're right about it or wrong about it, if you feel like you're right and you feel like you understand it, the greater use case and or if you will, demand from the technology, he said investing in the technology is going to outdo anything that you would be looking to do. And certainly 4%, certainly not in a Roth IRA, right? And I respect his opinion. Now, look, for me, I believe that the DeFi space is the future, right? I believe that decentralized, the Jungle check-in. What's going on, Jungle? Good to see you. I believe that DeFi is the decentralized this is, is the future. It's the new financial system. DeFi is the new financial system. Does it have to win? Yep, it has to still win, without question, right? It has to still win. But I love his answer. He said neither. And I just find it fascinating to me that a guy at his young age understands, he understands and has a stance. Right? He has a line in the sand, if you will. Got to respect that. You really, really do have to really respect that coming from that guy. Now, for me, it's DeFi. For me, right? He said you don't have to leverage your assets, right? And for me, the fact that he understood that you can leverage your assets, like a lot of people, just believe just live a tax-free life and everything will be great. Using Peter Thiel's. Why is he in crypto then? If it's just, just grow, just do Roth IRAs. Using that example is just about using the example of his stock in PayPal and having that grow to billions of dollars as an example for a Roth IRA is about the most insane thing I've ever heard. It's like Peter Thiel, PayPal stock. And you're using that as an example to get a Roth IRA. I don't understand that one. Like, right? I don't know. I may be wrong, but it feels like PayPal has been around for like a long time. And it won, right? PayPal didn't lose. PayPal's doing okay. I mean, I don't know, but it feels like PayPal's been around for a while. I mean, I don't know. It's like saying Jeff Bezos had put a certain amount of money into Amazon stock and it grew to billions. So, you know, get a Roth IRA so you can save on taxes. Yeah, I'm perplexed by that one. You got to pay taxes to get in. Right? Roth, right? You pay upfront. So anyway, I believe it's DeFi. PayPal is killing it in fees. Huh? How? There, Paul Bogle. Well, how about that? Now, let me ask you something, Paul Bogle. Can you participate in the what's the waterfall, the monsoon that is transaction fees? Can you participate in that? Do you have an opportunity to participate in that? There it is, Jungle. Good to see you, bro. So to use to use Peter Thiel, it is PayPal stocks as a reason to try and sell a Roth IRA. It just feels like insanity to me. Really does, right? So Paul Bogle, the answer is yes, you can. Yes, you can. Right? You can participate in Curve. You can participate in Sushi. You can participate in other DeFi platforms that have kind of crossed, if you will. Right? You can participate. What about being a lender and a borrower? Can you be both a lender and a borrower in the DeFi space? Answer is yes. Tell me how you lend your crypto and borrow against it. Maybe, I don't know. I don't have a Roth IRA. Tell me how you lend your crypto and able to use it as collateral to borrow against in a Roth IRA. Educate me, because I'm not aware of such an option. How many know that 0.3% or 0.2% of $22 million a day? Well, that's a ton. Curve Finance launched in January of 2020 and grew. It has $8 billion in total value locked. It launched in January of 2020. They have a monetary policy. Maybe it's a 1-year hold or 4-year hold, or however they got the stable coins and how you can position your stable coins in that platform to earn yield. Whatever the makeup is, it's $8 billion in total value locked. And they said to you that we're going to allow you to participate in the monsoon that is transaction fees, providing stable coins, taking the stable coins off the transaction fees. 22 million a day. 22 million a day. It's funny. I was looking at one of the platforms that I'm on. It's kind of like a baby brother to Curve. It's called Convex Finance, and I put about $1,200 I put $1,200 in there. So it's really kind of a mix, because you can say you put $400 in CRV and then $400 of USDC and turned it into CRV and then CBX so you can deposit it. But ultimately, you're putting $1,200 on. right? And it's been about, I don't know, maybe 9 days, I don't know. And I saw something, right? I kept seeing it going up and up, and some, $14 now, right? $14. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm trying to wrap the brain around it, right? Trying to wrap the brain around it, how it's working right now. They just have, they have incentives for you to use the platform. When there are incentives for you to use the platform, they pay you certain, assets, or pay you a certain percentage of the fees that come across the platform, whatever it is. I could just leave the 1,400, right? And not continue to add to that. Currently, the platform is at 56 or maybe 54 million in TVL. My thinking is, it just launched maybe 90 days ago, maybe. My thinking is, what if it gets to 3 billion in total value locked? I mean, Curve is at 8 billion. They're paying me transaction fees for depositing onto the platform. Now, it's a little different than Curve, because these, once you turn these in, that's it, right? You get other stuff. You get some 3 CRV, you get some CVX, you get other stuff. But the CRV, quote unquote, is gone, right? Versus on Curve, vast majority, you're placing stable coins on there. Vast majority. Some have some other assets, and then you're able to, and get involved in the fee monsoon. But whenever you're ready to take your stable coins off, well, you take them off. Now, when you take them off, somebody's going to get the transaction fees for you coming off, but you're going to get the value. If you have $1,000 off, you're going to take 1,000 off, because they're paying you interest in the stable coin, right? And they're paying you fees. They're paying you interest in the stable coin, and they're paying you fees. And I'm just looking at this new thing here. It's a Convex Finance, pretty cool thing. It's just a chance for you to really ramp up some stuff. It's a chance for you to participate in a platform that has a shot at getting billions of dollars in total value locks. Again, it's just a spinoff of Curve. That's all it is. It's just Curve baby brother. It's Curve's little sisters. They found another way to get people. Here's what they did. They found another way to get people to own CRV and deposit CRV. That's what they did. They figured out another way to do it. I mean, ultimately, that's what it is. Now, are they sound in its monetary policy is the thing we have to look at and consider, right? It's again, it's a spinoff. So it's not the actual CEO of Curve, but it's the spinoff. It's those guys, right? They're in the right. They live in the same house, if you will, right? 54 million TVL. Let me see what it is. Let's see. It's at $15.10 now. It's just at $14 and change. So it was just at 54 million in TVL. It's now at 71.7 in TVL, total value locked. No mobile app yet, my friend. What's going on, Crypto Fitter? No mobile app yet. Now, and the reason why I bring this up to you guys, and I know a lot of us are in the XRP community, even though we do have a portfolio of other assets, we have an opportunity in Flare Finance and Flare Network and Trustline to be Curve. We have an opportunity to be the next Curve. Is it going to be Flare Networks? Is it going to be Flare Finance? Is it going to be Trustline? I don't know. But we have an opportunity to find out. We have an opportunity to participate in DeFi. And who knows which one of those platforms is going to get to that kind of numbers. I mean, literally in 30 minutes, The total value lock went from 54 million to 71 million. And whatever your position, if you will, on the transaction fee totem pole, whatever it is what you get. Whatever it is, 0.3%, 0.2%, based upon the value that you add to the thing. I look at it and, yeah, I was like, man, I got like $500, right? I got it in USDC. And I'm like, what am I going to do with that? Part of me says, like, your ratio to earning the token and depositing stable coins it's not good because you own no CRV. You got everything in stable coins. You got it all over the spot. You turn some stable coins into, I think I had about $200 worth of CRV that I put on Convex, maybe something. I can't remember how much I spent on it. Honestly, it's between $200 and $400. And then the rest I just turned stable coins into. So total net deposit was like $1,200. And the only reason why I'm saying the total net deposit is, let me share it with you guys, $1,400 is because the CRV went up. But you understand when it goes up, that changes your position in the exchange fee thing, or it could change it depending upon what you deposit. Let me see. $72.2 million now. Interesting stuff. So convexfinance.com. See, you can stake, you can claim, you can use CVX. This is their token, and you can stake CRV. The cool thing is you don't have to have CRV to stake CRV, because you can go to 1x exchange, you can go to Quick Swap, you can go to maybe even Uniswap. You can swap what you have into CRV and deposit it on here. But anyway, it says here 840 CVX CRV, which is basically turning CRV into this whatever, right? So I remember I took like about $1,000 in stable and about 200 in CRV that I had. I had some CRV 1 inch and I had some band deposited on here 7, 8, 9 days ago. I don't even remember what it is. Honestly, I really don't even remember. But I'm looking, I remember at one time this was over 1,400 in value, again, because the stuff went up. And in the first 4 days, this number, which was like 1,200 or 1,300, it was going down. It was 1,200, it was 1,100, right? It was going down on the right-hand side, this, right? Because it's the value. It was going down. But this number over here was going up, right? 1 cent, 2 cent, 4 cent, 5. It was going up while this was going down. And it just got me thinking, that's what I want. It's not about the value of the asset, because the value of the asset goes up and down. It's, can you position yourself where this number on the left keeps going up? Right? Because whether the market is up or down, ebbs and flows, sideways movement like the biggest crab ever, transactions are taking place. People are depositing and people are withdrawing. Yep. Right? People are depositing and people are withdrawing. Some food for thought. So how many of you guys kind of appreciate? So let me share this a little. So the interest on this is 78.02% right now, currently, right? And what you get is you get 36.42% on CRV. You get 31% on CVX, Convex, their token. And then you get 10% of this 3 CRV, which is like an LP token, if you will, right? That's how you get to 78%. And that goes up. It was 100% a few days ago. It was 100%, I think, when I first entered, right? That changes. It goes down, it goes up. It changes. But over here to the right on this TVL, That, my friends, again, it was 54 million, now 72.2 million. This on the left is based really upon this and its transaction fees. Interesting thing, and by me depositing more of something, right? Me depositing stable coins, turning the stable coins into CRV, right? Maybe CRV and CVX CRV, whatever I want to do. It's just money. It's money. It's you're depositing money. Ultimately, that's the way I see it. This here to me is everything. Total claimable, right? So let me see if I hit claim, just as an example. 4.1 CRV I've earned, 2.27 and 1.9 CVX, because right now they got a, big time, what is it they call boost? It's a boosting platform. That's what they're calling it. And this platform or program, if you will, this boosting may only last a year. CRV boost 2.5x. CRV boost, if you deposited Tether, 2.5x. If you wanted to, you could deposit Tether and you could, get that, and you give you that, get you 2.5x on the CRV that you would earn. It's $253,000 locked up, not much. If you did compound, 87 million compound on there, 8.07%. The CRV boost is 1.69%, and so on and so forth. But again, for me, it's about the transaction fees and being able to participate in that. What's going on, Crypto Kahuna? Being able to participate in that. That's, I think, the main thing. Are we going? No? No. Nope. And being able to participate in that. And I just honestly believe with Flare Finance and what is it? The other one, Trustline, we have an opportunity to do that. What's going on, GDLT? It's good to see you, bro. That's ultimately the deal. Flare Networks, this inbuilt yield that Mickey B. Fresh is always talking about with the Spark token is fascinating to me because it has an opportunity. It has an opportunity to do that Spark token has an opportunity to do some pretty interesting stuff. Really, really does. And it really starts with us as a community participating. Adoption, network adoption, is a massive thing. And I know there was some talk today of when it launched, what's the price going to be? 1 cent, 10 cents, or $1? What I think is fascinating is I'm going to be able to get more of this thing that could have a value of 1 cent, 10 cents, or $1 by just participating, delegating some Spark tokens, getting more Spark tokens, wrapping, doing some governance thing, minting my XRP into FXRP. Yep, they got this variable thing in terms of minting it. Yep, and you're going to get Spark token in return with an opportunity to compound that. What is Flare Networks going to grow into is the question. We don't know. Someone in the comments just said a lot of people thought Curve Finance was a scam. Look, it's only been around since January 20. January 2020. That's not a long time. That is not a long time. And to get to 8 billion TVL, and for the people who participated in that platform from the onset, how do you think they're doing? Do you think, here's another question for you. Do you think their biggest money is in the asset and this asset appreciation? At one time, I believe it got as much as to $60. Or do you think it's in the transaction fees that have been going on for a year and a half with the TVL of 8 billion? 8 billion in total value lock. Which one do you think? Anybody answer my question on the Roth IRA? I don't know. Can you be a lender and a borrower there? Can you participate? Do they have a monsoon of transaction fees for depositors? I'm asking. Do they have a monsoon of transaction fees for participation? And that's a great point. Saturn or net, right? Great point. Why does it have to be one, all or the other? It doesn't. It doesn't. That is exactly right. It certainly does not. Certainly, there's great strategies for Roth IRAs. Great, especially real estate, right? Get that LLC thing going. Bitcoin mining, great strategies around it for Bitcoin mining. Absolutely. Right? You never want to be at 100% on anything, for sure. Right? Right? For me, you know, there's some things that are so like 1980, and then there's some things that are now. Right? Like 4%. I don't know about that. So just understand, that's a great point. Saturn. Oh, I showed the wrong one. There it is right there. You're right. Great point, Saturn. And yeah, Saturn net one. Yeah. Right. Spread it around, right? Spread it around. I want to be part of the vast majority, right? We have traditional financial asset, right? We have a dividend paying cash value life insurance policy, right? It pays us dividends every single month, right? Right? We don't have 100% of our cash in that, right? We just have one. So we still participate in the traditional finance space, but there is, you know, we want to be able, in a lot of ways, that's what we're doing, participating in the value that brings, and they pay us for that, right? But there's no monsoon of transaction fees to be had, right? Oh yeah, I watch all those videos, Crypto Fitter, for sure. Absolutely. It was cool to hang out with Mickey B. Fresh the other day with Crypto Eddie in that round table. It's about 20 of us there, sharing our thoughts. And exactly, OE312. Banks make their money on fees. Banks make their money on fees. And what I'm just humbly submitting to you, if you have a chance to participate in the monsoon that is transactional fees. Oh, nice. Thanks, Josh. Josh signed in from both accounts just to give me a like. I appreciate that, bro. Good to see you, my friend. Right? And I think I feel really comfortable in believing that we have a shot with between Flare Networks and what they're doing with the Spark token. Who knows what the use cases of that Spark token will be, with this ability to now wrap that Spark token. Who knows? Who might put that Spark token in a DeFi platform somewhere else? Who knows? But between Flare Networks, Flare Finance, and Trustline, certainly Flare Finance and Trustline, you're going to have that participation to participate in the monsoon of transaction fees. You just got to get comfortable with when I see swap, what does that mean? When I hit pool, what does that mean? What does farm and yield mean? Right? You got to be comfortable with what those things mean. You got to kind of get your brain around a little bit of impermanent loss. What does that look like? What does that feel like? I mean, the overall nutshell idea of it is you make up in fees for any impermanent loss that you might incur. I know that some people have some kind of strategies around, kind of hedging it. doing some kind of, some other stuff, right? Hedging it with holding on to the asset, or hedging it and shorting it and stuff like that. But if you can do the stable coin thing and participate in transactional fees, you don't have to be as witty and as sharp when you're doing two assets and pairing two assets. So it's some food for thought. So I love Quincy's answer to that, because he had an answer, and he had some good reasoning behind it. So I thought that was pretty cool. Right? I mean, I thought that was pretty cool. Oh no, Keyless, it's on YouTube. Yeah, just check out Crypto Eddie's channel. She did a YouTube video on that. You'll enjoy it. Yeah, I just heard Flair Community actually sharing and promoting the video as well. Yeah, I would, yeah, Forex, yeah, right. And so for me, again, something's been I know people in Curve started with Curve, and they're making hundreds of thousands of dollars. Right. I saw one guy, $4,000 a day, $4,000 a day. The value in deposit was at $1 million. The value in the deposit was at $1 million. Me personally, 4,000 a day is how much a month? One something? 120,000 a month. 4,000 a day is 120,000 a month in cash flow. 120,000 a month, isn't that $1 million? Isn't that $1 million a year? Over $1 million. So I'm looking at, he shared it with us. I'm looking at his total deposit just on the right, just like I share with you guys. I believe it was 1.4 million. So 1.4 million, right? 4,000 a month. He said it was over between 4,000 and 5,000 a month at one time, right? I just want you to think about it for a second. His numbers on the right, the total deposit in terms of value, 1.4. In a bear market, that thing might be down, right? Might go down. So the 4,000 a day might be 2,000 a day. But it might be 3,000 a day for the same downturn. Why? Because the transactions might go up to offset the loss in the value. That's how I'm seeing it. You see what I'm saying? The number of transactions might go up to offset the depreciating asset in its value. The number of transactions might offset that. It might go up from 4,000. You see what I'm saying? So I'm thinking to myself, okay, cool. The digital asset space and asset appreciation, surely a lot of people can get from where they are to $100,000. I think a lot of people can kind of get to that. And, take 50,000, put it in a place where they allow you to participate in the monsoon. I'm just thinking out loud. I'm not telling you what to do. You can participate in that monsoon. And who knows, that 50,000 might turn into $100,000 in value. But since it's placed in the monsoon of transactional fees, What's the daily money looking like? It's the same 50,000, right? It's the same 50,000 you deposited initially. It's just the value goes up, but it's the same 50,000. But since you deposited the 50,000, you're participating in the monsoon of transaction fees, which just happen to be growing and not declining. Right? Now remember, he showed it, right? So that stuff that he have on the right, that 1.4 million, right? That's the value in whatever he deposited, that's the value, right? That's not his. The 1.4 million is not his. The 4,000 a day is his. The 4,000 a day is his. Yeah, 120 grand a month. That's not bad, right? Look, once you deposit, right? I'm just thinking out loud. I'm not telling anybody to do this. Once you deposit it, like, trying to think of the work involved after. Like the platform is, right? Got the policy. They set up the monetary policy. It's very, very interesting. I cannot wait to do that. I can't wait. I can't wait to have a certain amount, on Celsius. I can't wait to have a certain amount on a platform like Curve or Convex and just build cash flow. Just build cash flow. Strategies around building cash flow. And during the live stream, you remember Keyless, right? During the live stream, he was at $1,500 a day. He's at 1,500. Anybody feel bad for him that at one time he was at $4,000 a day, and that particular day he was at $1,000 a day. It was actually $1,500, like $1,500 a day. Y'all feel bad for him? You feel bad for the guy? 30 grand a month, 40, 45 grand a month, whatever. Y'all feel bad for him? Could you imagine fluctuating between $30,000 and $120,000 a month? Because you decided to participate in the monsoon of transactional fees. What's going on, William? Leather, good to see you. You think you see what I'm saying, guys? Because what you deposit is what you deposit. The value of it is out of your control. It's out of your control. The value of the 50,000 or the 10,000 or the 100,000, it's not in your control. There's going to be great months, and there's going to be not so great months. But the transactions, well, 0 in TVL to $8 billion in total value locked. 0 transactions a day to $22 million in transactions a day. Is Curve going to get to 10 billion? I don't know. The greater question is, where's Flare Finance going to go? What is Trustline going to do? And if you get the concept of Curve, if you get that concept, why did it went out? Probably the monetary policy and how they put stuff together. The people that benefited, those who supported the platform from the beginning and bought into it. January of 2020 is when it launched that thing. Interesting stuff. Actually created by a Russian scientist, Igorov. I just discovered that today. I didn't know that. Yep. And that's, my friends, is why I wanted to share that video, because I love that Quincy has a position. I love that he has a position, and that position is entitled to be changed, right? And I suspect that it's going to change, right? It's going to change once he learns more about it. But I just love that he had a position, especially the one we just said neither. Yeah, retirement plans, DeFi, scams going on, right? I just love that he had a position. I thought that was pretty cool. So, right? So, the asset, this again, this buying, the reason why Crypto Eddie asked that question, in my humble opinion, because she sees that the ecosystem, the DeFi space, this new asset class is evolving. It's no longer the 2017 digital asset space. It's just as 2021 DeFi, and its possibilities are here. DeFi and its possibilities are here. Flare Networks has given us an opportunity, for those who decide to take it, to mint FXRP and create cash flow. In the form of Spark token. Well, Spark's not, Spark, that's what they said about Binance Coin, BNB. The vast majority of people in the crypto space thought Matic and Polygon was a scam. Oh, no. All these DeFi platforms offering it as terms of earnings, and now look what happened. They created this layer 2 thing, and look what happened now. Now everybody's trying to earn Polygon. Celsius paying double-digit interest on it at times. Why can't that be Spark? We don't know. Here's what I do know. If you buy some Spark token and you put it safely on a non-custodial wallet, and you don't appreciate and you don't put it to work, you're dependent upon the market. You're dependent on the ebbs and flows and ups and downs. You're beholden to the market. And by the way, when you buy some Spark token, you're using your dirty, nasty fiat to get more. Not that I won't, because I want more. But at some point in time, it's got to be have enough. At some point in time, it's got to be, I hit that milestone, just like with XRP. In my humble opinion. Now, I can take with this money that I put into XRP, for example, and now leverage that for cash flow. Cash flow. And the reason why I say cash flow is because it allows you to continue to hold on to the asset. You got people holding on to the asset, not getting any cash flow. And you got people holding on to the asset and they're getting cash flow. Some people get cash flow in other tokens. Some people get cash flow in the native token. I'm getting cash flow on the native XRP, like I was doing on Celsius. So the same amount of XRP deposited, right? I'm not buying more, but I'm getting more, right? And I'm getting more, whether the market goes up, there's asset appreciation, or market goes down. I'm getting more, right? Do you see what I'm saying? I'm not sure if you can do that in a Roth Ira. And I know for sure, I'm pretty sure you can't borrow against your collateral. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. You tell me. Those of you who have one, if you have a crypto IRA, please educate me. But I don't believe that you can. So that's just kind of my food for thought on that. But ultimately, guys, you know, I hope that you take the time to learn about Flare.xyz. I hope you take the time. Look, if you don't have it, you know, you can just go to thedefistandard.com and just read a little every day. You can listen to Patty XRP and Mickey B. Fresh. Learn a little bit every day. 28 million. Is that supposed to be a month? I don't know if it's 28 million Spark a month or a day. I don't even know. 28 million. Every single something. I don't remember which one. If it's a penny, it's a penny. If it's 10 cents, it's 10 cents. If it's $1, it's $1. In either case, whatever the value of Spark token is, 28 million of those. Do you see what I'm saying? That's our ability to create cash flow. And we don't have to put, you don't have to put your assets at risk. It's all this stuff is doing, you know, the vast majority of the yield on Flare Network is trustless, no risk, or little to no risk. You know, certain amount of risk if you're going to delegate your Spark to an agent, right? Certainly if you get, once you get to Flare Finance and you bring your NF asset over there, there's a certain amount of risk to that as well. And you got to weigh, you know, the impermanent loss thing. You got to weigh that versus the monsoon and transactional fees. You got to weigh it. But you have an opportunity. And I'm going to keep talking about Flare Finance and Flare Network every single live stream. Continue to talk about DeFi every single live stream because I recognize this is where we are going. This is where we're going. And if this guy, it's just a normal guy, right? Right? Just a normal guy. I don't know what his initial deposit was. It doesn't matter. What matters is the possibility, right? That the possibility is what matters. The possibility is what matters. And that's 0 and TVL and total value locked to. Someone started a Convex Finance from the beginning. It's at 72.6 million. This thing just started. I don't think it's been 60 days. I don't think it's been 60 days. I'm at $15.68. Think about the possibility, guys. Just some food for thought. That's what we do here. It is some food for thought. And I have to use this guy's example because I feel like since we've been in the space since 2016, I feel like we understand that during the bull run, there's a certain potential for asset appreciation. The question is, when moon, what are you going to do with it? Like, what are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with it? That's kind of the thing. What are you going to do with it? I know a certain amount of our crypto is going to go on Celsius. And we have to look at the difference in cash flow, right? Because there's there's a conservative approach and there's a less conservative or more risky, right? It's just how much are we going to allocate to Celsius? How much are we going to allocate to platforms like Curve or Convex? Because for me, it's cash flow. Wouldn't it be exciting to get to a point where you're making $4,000 a day? It's right. It's for me, it seems like it's right in front of us. Like we didn't set up the setup, as my mentor used to say. You know, we didn't set up the setup. We didn't set up that monetary policy. We didn't set up this policy of Convex doing this CRV boost, as they're calling it. Ultimately, what they're trying to do is get people to deposit, which is essentially into perpetuity CRV. One way or another. You can do the 1 year, 4 year on curve finance, or you can do something like here where it's gone and it's turned into CVX CRV and 3 CRV and CVX. But in either case, that's the deal. But ultimately, they say, what we're going to allow you to do is to participate in the monsoon of transactional fees. Transactional fees when people deposit, transactional fees when people withdraw. And like my guy said, just think about the banks and how they make money. It's quote unquote in the fees. There you go, Travis. I hear you, my friend. You said the test is over for you. I hear you. I didn't mess with Zookeeper at all. No, I just wanted to see what WanSwap looked like, Travis. So I didn't mess with Zookeeper. I know there's higher APY there, but I didn't do it. Yeah, Dan, Rob, I heard about Celsius having to move out of the UK because the FCA is messing around. It's going to be interesting to see where they land in the US. Yeah, I know, Dan, Rob. It's a little frustrating. And I think the reason why they are very, very hesitant on where they're going to launch is because they don't want to freak anybody out, and they don't want to miss something that they say they're going to do, right? I know. Everybody, it's big time anticipation for sure in reference to Flare Networks. It really, really is. What's going on, Mark Splice? Good to see you. So, in any case, guys, that's some food for thought. You know, for us in the Crypto Sieges home, we're going to participate in the monsoon of transactional fees. We won't be all in on any platform, not Celsius, not Flare Network, not Flare Finance, not Trustline. We'll split it up. We're going to split it up. We'll split it up. Some will weigh a little bit more than others. You know, Miss Crypto Siege is more on the conservative side, right? But we got to have a certain percentage for the more risky, if you will. So there's some food for thought, guys. I hope it makes some sense to you. I hope it makes sense to you. All right, guys, listen, I'm going to wrap up this video stream like I do all of my streams and remind you guys of this. Old money doesn't want you to win. But that's okay, though, because you and I are already winning. Have a great rest of the night, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. See ya.